Hey everybody, Nell here. I'm your host and you're watching Tag Time at GSI. Alright everybody, it is that time of the year again where we celebrate inclusivity, equality, diversity, identity. So pag-usapan muna natin what is Pride Month and why is it being celebrated annually? Let's start with you, Phil.
Yeah, of course. So actually Pride Month is the time in honoring and dedicating and celebrating the LGBTQIA+ community. Actually, it commemorates as well the Stonewall riots that happened way back in June 1969, wherein it was like the pivotal point of the fight for our rights. Basically, it's still like a reminder of the ongoing struggles of our community as well.
Yeah. So, have you ever attended sa mga Pride March? I believe sa Quezon City, tama?
Yeah, well, way back before, actually I've attended it 2 times. So the way back before it was in Marikina Sports Center, and then right now it's actually in Quezon City Circle. It's kind of like a place wherein you don't feel like alienated by the people around you. When I go there, like I can be with my peers, like my brothers and sisters in the community. So it's very liberating.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Ang gusto kong malaman, and I guess most people na nanonood sa atin would be interested to know, when did it start or when did you realize that you're gay? Kevin?
I think mga grade school siguro. I was never open sa family ko about sa gender ko. Tapos parang lang, eventually na tanggap na lang nila. Pero walang nangyaring open forum na, okay, binili ka dito. Ano ka? Parang walang ganun nangyari.
Yeah.
So parang it's all about acceptance na lang sa kanila. Parang respect na rin sa atin. Alam mo yun. Naglalaro ako halos lahat. So kahit yung parents ko parang confused sila. Kahit si Kevin magaling mag-Jolens. Si Kevin pero magaling din mag-Chinese garter. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Tapos si Kevin may mga laruang panglalaki pero sumasali sa bahay-bahayan na alam mo yun, so they are also confused. Siguro sa akin, parang hindi ko pa siya masasabi that time. Siguro alam ko sarili ko na different na ako nun.
Well, ako, maniniwala ba kayo when I say na straight ako before? Actually, nagkaroon ako ng crush. It was during elementary days na parang nagpapakita siya sa akin ng motibo. Sinusulatan niya ako ng kung ano-ano, parang nobela. Sobrang kind niyang tao, pinag-effortan niya kasi alam mo yung bawat gilid nung letter niya sa akin, may nakasulat na parang a million much more than I can say I love you, something like that. Pero she was a very nice person, intelligent, pero nagkaroon ako ng crush sa kanya at one point.
Pero ako din, to add that, ang pinakauna ko rin nakarelasyon was a girl. At yung nakakatawa pa is, yun yung time na parang alam mo, yung tina-timer. So that time, ang sinabi ko na sa sarili ko, 3rd year high school na ako nun. Sabi ko, kung sino unang sumagot sa akin, yun yung magiging jowa ko. So nung tinanong ko, ang unang sumagot sa akin, yung first honor namin. Tapos nung hindi na ako nagpupush sa isa, tsaka rin niya ako sinagot. So doon nangyari yung timer and nalaman ng mga classmates ko and hindi ako pumasok ng 3 days kasi nakakahiya kasi first time ko.
Gusto kong malaman kasi siya nag-iisa sa atin.
Yeah.
How did you come out? Was there any triggers?
Wala
Wala.
Pero na-feel ko siya, preschool ako. Kumbaga yung preference ko iba. Diba pag sa school, pag Friday, magdala ka ng toys. Parang mas gusto kong yun rin yung toys ng mga lalaki. Yung G.I. Joe, si Cyclops. Tapos, yung mga nagpo-Polly Pocket, Deadma. Yan. Tapos, ayun, parang iba siya. Tsaka, makifeel mo naman yun sa outfit siguro. Parang mas prefer ko mag-jeans, mag-shorts. Parang go with the flow lang na, okay, sige, nakadress ka kasi di mo naman yung paalam kung anong gusto mo nun eh. Then, siguro yung trigger, siguro wala naman. But, mas na-feel ko na I belong nung nag-high school ako. Kasi all girls, though mix naman siya ng boys and girls, pero yung section namin, all girls yun. So, lahat ng mga katulad natin, i-classify mo talaga. Hanggang sa, nagulat kami, pare-pares na kami ng buhok, yung para kay Nick Carter, ganyan.
Okay, yung mga tumawad, dapat may anak na kayo. Kasi wow, si Nick Carter. Grabe. Diba?
For me naman kasi, I think, same with you guys, I had an experience with a girl then. Pero,
So you were straight? How dare you?
Well, kasi, way back when I was a kid kasi, laking mother side ako. So, which is like, my grandfather was a general kasi, so lumaki ako sa kampo. But, doon pa rin kasi yung hint talaga na very prim and proper and very girly. Then, para paglaki ko, tinuturuan ako ng, bumuhay pa yung dad ko, tinuturuan niya ako how to, mga manly sports like basketball, ganyan. Oo.
Yeah.
Well, tapos tapos parang nung lumalaki ako, uso kasi yung mga telenovela like yung Mariela del Barrio, if you know that, guys.
Yung parang telenovela dati na mga western ba yun?
Hindi
Mga
pa Mexican siya.
Hindi pa uso yung mga K-drama.
Hindi pa uso. Oo. Ayun. Then, tumuntong na ako mag-grade 5. Then, actually, dun yung na-experience yung girl, na nag-girlfriend ako. I also courting another girl. And then, na-trigger na yung paggusto ko sa isang guy, sa guy ko na best friend na nasa US na ngayon. Oo, which is, ang weird kasi, I always have a sleepover sa kanila. So, parang doon kasi napafall ako sa kanya. Tapos, I have a girlfriend on the side and may kinukort akong babae, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Then, pagdantong ko ng grade 6, parang inaalam ko na kung ano talaga ako. Nung nalaman ko na kung ano ko doon, I'm on denial na I'm just flamboyant pero I'm really straight.
So, I want to know, how did you come out? Did you tell your parents?
Hindi, walang ganong nangyari. Parang nalaman na lang nila. And I think, and I know to myself na alam talaga nila since then. It's just that, ako kasi yung time na yun, parang wala rin talaga akong plan yung sabihin and all. So I just really want to, to provide to them. Parang yun lang lagi nasa instinct ko that siguro, pag mabigay ko to lahat sa kanila, tatanggapin nila. Parang yung ganon. Pero hindi pala ganon. Yung parang sa kanila, okay lang yan, Kevin. Parang ganon yung naramdaman ko sa kanila. Lalo na nung nalaman nila, nung nagkaroon ako ng partner. I know that, masaya sila.
Ako naman, wala kaming parang pinag-usapan na, bading ka ba? Bakit ganyan kang kumilos, ganyan? Mas pinipili mo yung paper doll kesa sa Beyblade.
Pero ang weird, hindi ko talaga siya nagustuhan yung mga kayo nung kabata paper doll, walang gano'n. Talaga ako Beyblade, talaga yung mga pang
Yeah, I get you. Ako din like video games.
Siyempre ako nagkaroon ng mga paper dolls, so
Pero kaya kasi ako na-expose sa Beyblade at the same time is because I was trying to fight na, alam mo yun, baka magawang pa ng paraan kasi ito yung sinasabi ng society na dapat straight ka. Dapat dalawa lang ang gender sa mundo, babae, lalaki. So,
especially pag nasa 80s and 90s.
Actually, yeah.
So parang tinatry ko siyang labanan talaga and I was trying to prove to my father na, okay, hindi ako bading. Kasi ako lang talaga ang bading sa angka namin. I swear. So yung mga younger generation namin, lumalabas na medyo malalambot na sila. So, I feel like aging diva na ako. How about you, Van? How did you come out?
Parang kay Kevin din they knew. Discreet lang sila. Pero yung meron ng relationship na kinalaman, si Papa kasi, nagpa-rent a car before. Tapos sabi ko, may client na i-refer ako. Tapos, sa atin daw sa NAIA. Yan. Tapos, family sila. Then, yun, inatid. Pero kasama ako. So, natid namin kasi sa NAIA. Then, nagulat siya. Yung isa sa pasahero, hinag ko, kinis ko, nag-bye-bye.
Oh, okay.
So, that was my last goodbye to her. Na, pag alis nung family na yun, nasa airport, syempre may luha-luha si
parang broken.
Broken. Kasi, yun na yung last. Nakita ko siya ulit. Tapos sabi niya, girlfriend mo ba yun? Tapos ginano niya ako. Yun na yun.
Na parents mo?
Si Papa. Siya yung kasama ko.
Oh, umiyak siya.
Hindi na ano.
Buti Billie Eilish tayo. Oh, yeah.
Nabully na ba kayo before because of your sexuality? Ako hindi. Never ako nabully kasi ano ko eh. I'm a strong, independent person. Ano mo yung ganun? Hindi. Reality yun. Parang proud din ako sa sarili ko na kahit alam ko or alam ng mga friends ko na I'm different. Parang never silang nag-attempt na, Kevin, parang walang ganon nangyari. And parang lahat sila naman mga kaibigan ko naman talaga. And I'm so happy and proud. Thank you, Lord. Di ko na-experience yung bullying. Siguro ako, nakabully ako.
Yan tayo.
Oh, I'm thinking kung nabully ako before. Kasi parang, tahimik lang yata ako eh.
Tahimik ka sa lagay na yan.
I swear, tahimik ako when I was in elementary days. I don't know kung nabully ako. Pero kung meron man siguro, not because of my sexuality. Because gusto lang nila mambully. Ganun. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like a different kind of story kasi I was really bullied in high school. Like from high school, from first year to fourth year, it's a non-stop thing. Like,
Because of your
Because of your
actually, it's about how I look.
sexuality.
I'm fat, and then also I'm gay as well. So it's like a double hit sa kanila yun. So from first year to fourth year, it's been a non-stop roller coaster. Kasi sa school namin, magkahiwalay ang PE ng girls at boys. So pagdating ng PE time, ay yung pinaka-ayoko kasi kasama ko yung mga bullies na guys. It was a really
very disrespectful.
hellish. Oo.
Yeah.
Ganun talaga eh. Double standards din kasi minsan sa pagiging bakla ang kung fat ka.
Yes.
Diba? So parang okay lang sa kanila na lapayat ka at bakla ka, pero kapag when you're fat and you're gay, it's a whole different story.
Van, na-attract ka ba sa kapwa mo as a lalaki?
Na-attract. Siguro mas na-appreciate yun yung term na ay, ang ganda nila. Tsaka yung in a way na ang ganda ng features or ang talino niya.
Yes.
Yun yung talagang nakatrak sa akin. Hindi yung, mas mabigat nga yun compared dun sa looks. So, yes, pero talagang nandun na siya, nakasantabi na na-attract ako sa lalaki. Before, siguro nung college days ako, ganyan. Kaya mas maganda na sila sa akin ngayon. Okay lang.
Transitioning. Gusto mo bang magkaroon ng baby in the future?
Ideally, yes. Pero with my condition and my age, siguro hindi na rin. Kasi gusto ko rin pinlano ko yun before. Pero syempre gusto ko rin i-consider na mabubuhay ko ba to?
Yeah.
Sino yung mag-aalagan to if ever mauna ako?
Yung primary needs na provide mo yan.
Ayun. Pero to answer your question, yes.
Ako, gusto ko talaga. And I've been very vocal about it. Nasabi ko kasi, ang papa ko kasi, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, may lahing Chinese. So sa kanilang, sa Chinese culture daw, na hindi ko alam kung sino nagsabi, kinakailangan, importante sa kanila yung magdadala ng last name nila.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, naging bading ako. Pero sabi ko sa father ko, kahit na bading ako, magtatapos ako with flying colors. Aayusin ko yung direksyon ng buhay ko at bibigyan kita ng apo. But not anytime soon kasi gusto ko na i-polish muna yung
maging stable
yung mga direksyon na dapat alam mo, it's never walk in the park.
Yes.
Ipepend ko muna yung plano ko na magkaroon ng baby. I-polish ko muna yung mga dapat ayusin and then
ayun na talaga.
Okay.
Yung nagagawa.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like it doesn't defeat the purpose naman na pagiging bading. Kasi my goal is to multiply pa rin naman. Pero sad to say, hindi talaga ako na-attract sa babae. I don't know why. I appreciate their beauty but not in a romantic way. Okay, so sa mga may parang couple or mga nagkaroon ng partners in the past, syempre, kapag nakikita kayo sa street, sasabihin ng tao na, ay, pumata lang yan because of the money. What's your take?
Wala siguro kung sa akin. Kasi pag, alam mo, pag open-minded, it really depends on how you take it. Ano yun, as a person. Hindi ko siya talaga iniisip negatively na dahil pumatol sa pera or what not. Kasi hindi natin alam yung ano mo yun, yung love, yung pagmamahal.
Yes, exactly.
Totoo na.
Ako naman, my take on this question is that, bakit sa heterosexual couple ba, hindi nangyayari yung hinuhututan yung isa,
Ayun.
or mag-shell out muna siya kasi yung sahod ko, katapusan
Diba?
pa. Exactly.
Napaka-taboo pa rin talaga.
I find it very unfair na parang kapag usapang pera, you easily pin it on LGBT community, which is parang, bakit di ba nangyayari yun sa heterosexual couple na may isa dyan na taga-bayad. Di ba meron tayong mga friends na umiiyak because hinuptutan lang pala siya ng pera.
Tama yan.
Tapos hindi naman pala siya mahal. Bakit na si LGBT? I feel like itong ganitong klaseng mindset is sa minana pa ng mga
older generation.
previous
Mga-
generation, exactly, na parang okay, kapag ganito, pag bakla dapat papatol ka kasi may mas mapera sila and
Yeah.
all. #LGBT at GSI. Phil.
Actually, very inclusive yung company natin.
I agree.
Yeah, like parang, alam mo yun, very vocal, very, dito naman natin, that's because the majority here sa company is part of the LGBT, which is very, very supportive ang mga tao. Inclusive talaga. Di mo feel
Wala, sinabi mo na, sabi ko, supportive.
sorry na.
Actually, yun din yung una ko napansin na parang ibang-iba yung environment dito compared sa previous employers
Actually,
na
totoo
pinag-iwan
yan.
ko. Yeah. Parang dito sa GSI, we have a voice. We get to participate sa lahat ng mga, what do you call this, sa mga, katulad dito,
We have the
time,
podcast.
exactly. Meron tayong participation. This is parang freestyle. Ask anyone from the group na answer
Mga kinabaan.
answerable by yes or no. Sige, si Phil muna.
Kay Van,
Okay.
they have a partner right now.
Yes, happily.
Happily.
Sobrang tagal.
Chill here. Hey, baby, 11 years.
I thought 12 years?
11, over 11 years.
Oh, napapasa po na yung Kim Chu and
Si Yan Liman.
Di ba, gusto niya magpakasal in the future?
Mente namin sa Thailand, baka mauna pa yung pag-menopause ko.
Hoping.
Okay, so sa last round ng conversation natin, meron akong questions dito na hindi naman ang galing sa akin actually. Galing ito sa ating mga colleagues na nag-participate. So this is going to be
the last topic.
yes, at saka random to na questions na hindi ko pa nababasa or kahit sino man sa atin. So, Phil?
Oh my God.
Oh, the question is from Lali.
Wow, from Lali.
Yan, no? A question ni Lali is, how would you advise someone who is having difficulty coming out?
Oh, I love that question. Ako muna.
Sure.
Kasama na rin pala ako sa conversation.
Yeah.
Diba? Feeling ko, the most important thing is you have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who can give you genuine advices. Kasi the process of coming out is really hard. Lalo na kapag galing ka sa isang pamilya na relihiyosa, conservative, yes, exactly. It's really hard. So, kinakailangan mo humanap ng isang tao na somehow mag-absorb ng mga,
Yes.
alam mo yun, nararamdaman mo, who can give you genuine advices kasi mahirap nga yung proseso. Until such time na magkaroon siya ng lakas ng loob na mag-come out at sabihin sa family niya.
Yeah. Ang pangit lang kasi ngayon is that there's still this stigma wherein you're being forced to go back in the closet.
Yeah.
And then also the same with coming out. So parang pagdating kasi sa ganyan, you have to feel out your family, your friends, if they're going to accept you. If you feel like you're not yet safe, don't come out. I strictly advise that. On my years kasi, parang feel ko kasi I'm an elder na in the community. Ang hirap.
Yes.
Even though I'm just 27 lang, no? Pero kasi random ko yung mga younger generation kung gaano sila katakot mag-come out. Kung hindi mo pa kaya and feel mo hindi ka magiging safe, don't come out yet. Do that if you feel you're safe.
Take your time.
Take your
Doon sa take your time. Kasi parang, yun, sabi mo, it's really, really hard. Lalo na una-una kung yung kalaban mo isang pamilya mo.
Conservative.
Oo, diba? Parang yung very conservative, religious.
Napaka mo, swerte mo kung yung family mo is very
Yeah,
supportive.
that's why mahal na mahal ko yung pamilya ko. Hello po, sa nanay ko nasa Oman. Kung nanonood ka man, dito po ako yung anak.
And it's okay to be yourself.
Exactly. Alright, Van. Kanino galing? Kay Ferds. Okay. Hi, Ferds. Hi, Ferds.
How can I best support trans people even if I'm not comfortable approaching them or I'm not close to any trans people?
Napaisip.
Ang lalim naman. AI.
Di ba may Ferdinand?
Ang AI ng question, ha?
Well, for this question kasi ako, hindi naman ako hindi ako comfortable. So kung trans ka, regardless kung anong part ka ng LGBT, I'm comfortable with it. Kung paano ko sila susuportahan, siguro yung struggle din ngayon ng mga trans ngayon, lalo na sa country natin. Sa iba kasi napansin ko parang okay na rin. Yung pagpasok sa comfort room,
Exactly.
na madali silang ma-judge regardless kung gay or lesbian ka. So, kung paano ko sila susuportahan, siguro just to give them confidence na rin na it's okay kung trans ka, pumasok ka sa ladies room, then
It's your choice. And dealing with respect.
treat them
Almost everyone. Yeah, I think that's very
That's number one.
Correcting on how you yung pronouns nila, like
Using pronoun.
like
That's pronoun, yung using the right pronoun.
like if
matter.
actually yes, but when it comes to sa trans. Kasi if you're a trans woman, you're a she na, you're not a he anymore.
Exactly.
So dapat i-address mo siya na she, hindi na kuya, he, ganyan. Yun.
Ano naman yung physical?
Very girl na. Even vice versa din with trans men.
It's not just see it, what's in your birth certificate, parang gano'n.
Okay, my third. Do you believe that same-sex marriage is possible in the Philippines?
Bantay yung question. Alam ko yung question.
Kevin, I want to hear your thoughts first. Do you think same-sex marriage is possible in the Philippines?
It's not possible. Para sa akin, it's really possible, religiously speaking. Pero siguro, pwede yung yung civil union, exactly, yung civil union na though hindi kayo titingnan sa mata ng Diyos or sa mata ng simbahan as a couple or as a partner, pero sa mata ng batas, magkasawa kayo.
Exactly. I want to hear your thoughts.
Ikaw ba?
So, sige, para masagot ko yun. Kung siguro for me, pero matatagalan pa talaga. Tsaka kasi nakakalungkot din sa part na yung mga katabing countries natin nalilegalize na or papunta na doon, pero tayo hanggang usap lang bill. Pero walang napapasang bill. Ang nalungkot din na part na lumalabas pa ng bansa yung iba, yung may pera para magpakasal. And unfortunately, pagbalik nila sa Pilipinas, yung kung anumang rights na meron sila,
Wala pa.
sa pagdating sa home country, wala yun. So, looking forward pa rin.
Yun nga sa atin yung kahit civil union na lang.
Even sa yung legislative na ihiwalay
Exactly. Iiwalay nila yung batas ng simbahan sa batas batas na meron.
I have to admit that this question is very sensitive and a never-ending debate na topic.
Totoo
diba?
yan.
So parang feeling ko we have to take into consideration na number one, nasa religious country tayo. So parang feeling ko, while I am a proud member of LGBT community, I do not agree because of the sanctity of marriage. However, I support civil unions, laws, and protection para sa LGBT community. So a lot of people may have different opinions and take on this matter, and those opinions must be respected.
Last, this is from Gay Mars. Ay, Gay. Mahaba naman ito. As a member of the LGBTQ community, how can I be a better ally to other marginalized groups within the LGBTQ community? Okay, go.
Ako siguro hindi ko kinakailangan na ipagsigawan na I support this group. Parang feeling ko as simple as hindi ka nagbibitaw ng negative things, may it be on your post sa social media, alam mo yun na tinatamaan yung ibang klaseng, alam mo yung ibang grupo.
Yeah.
I think that is a sign of respect, and at the same time, you support that.
Actually, ako naman kasi, it's different on my end because pagdating sa community natin, I'm very active and aware about what's going on. Lalo na, syempre, kapag sa Soji Bell, I know what's going on. Kasi like, parang it's one way of respecting your brothers and sisters in the community na you have to stay aware in every part of those letters na nire-represent nila. Para, alam mo yun, you're educated, you're not second-guessing anything, or like you're not, alam mo yun, hindi ka parang, parang nag-go with the flow sa beliefs ng iba, so you have to have your own opinion about it. Kaya parang for me, you have to stay active and aware lang. Yun lang talaga, to show respect.
Hanggang sa, as long as walang napakatao.
Yes.
Sa akin, just be sensitive.
Well, it has been a very interesting conversation with you guys. And mabilis na lang, short message para sa LGBT community natin. Umpisahan ko na. Stay relevant.
Be yourself.
Stay aware.
Out and proud.
Woo! Yeah. And that concludes our episode for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please do consider hitting that like button, share this video with your friends, and follow us on our social media accounts for more kulitan. This has been Nell. Thanks for watching Tag Time at GSI. Bye!